You know, the gift of God is everlasting life. The tragedy is, the wages of sin is death. And that's the great tragedy facing humans. The great tragedy of the ages. That God, who created us in his own image, who put eternity in our hearts and gave us such potential and such possibilities, that we are separated from God because of our sin. And every one of us has that problem of sin. It's the tragedy of the ages. And as we go into a new year, 2023, I teach at a school, and one of the things I say to the pupils, I've studied politics for 40 years. I love the subject. I actually respect politicians. But I just have to say, I've never known a time when it is so uncertain what the future holds. Whether it be the climate, whether it be the finances, whether it be the politics and the wars, there is such uncertainty. And so we go into 2023, and I want to assure you that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today and forever. He has not changed. He knows what's going on, and he wants to come to every human being and live in every human being's heart. For it says very clearly that God does not want anyone to suffer eternal damnation, but wants all to come to saving faith. And that is why he's delayed the return of his Son, Jesus Christ. He is awaiting people to turn to him, to repent of their sins, and to believe on his. But can I say to you that is happening all over the world. All over the world, millions and millions of people are turning to Christ. There's never been such a revival. There's never been such a turning to God. But tragically in the West, and in countries like ours, people are turning away from God in their droves. Why is that happening? And I want to just say to you, the reason for that, I believe, is that we have embraced a false theory called evolution. We believe that evolution explains where we came from. I would like to challenge that with some very simple facts. We are too brilliantly and wonderfully designed. I have a leaflet here, Accidental Design, produced by Professor Steve Taylor. Professor Steve Taylor is a friend of mine from Liverpool University, Professor of Electrical Engineering. You may say, well, why should an engineer talk of biology? Well, you see, an engineer knows what design is, a biologist doesn't. A biologist may tell you all the fantastic things that he sees, but he doesn't understand the principles of design. And it's interesting, the three professors in this country that I know who say evolution is clearly false are all engineers. Stuart Burgess from Bristol University, professor, so senior, NASA has employed, not NASA, I mean the European Space Agency has employed him to do the design work for the wiring in their satellites. Professor Andy McIntosh from Leeds. These people produced a booklet all about the signs of creation, that we see everything around us is brilliantly designed. That points to God. There's a philosopher I studied at university, Professor Anthony Flew. Well, he was the Richard Dawkins of his day. He changed his mind shortly before he died. In 2005 wrote a book, There Is a God. And he said 40 years of biochemical evidence has shown me that there is an argument for design. You know, since 2005 that evidence has become overwhelming. And Professor Steve Taylor, 12 weeks ago, presented a paper at a science conference, and he said every single dinosaur bone that I submitted to be tested had carbon-14. Carbon-14 only lasts thousands of years. That supports the fact there are 40 academic papers saying that since 2005 they've found soft tissue in fossils right throughout the geological column. Dinosaurs, mollusks, all the way down. Soft tissue only lasts thousands of years. Friends, if we are looking at